Good morning. It's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor, here with your cryptocurrency report and discussion for the 27th of November, 2017. Just going to post up on Discord, won't be a second. Get into the live chat. Someone's already in. Chase. Chase doesn't win the battle too often, I don't think. Well done, sir. First in. Ace AQ5, how are you, man? BTC's mooning, certainly is. BB Junkie, good morning. I'll just post up in Discord, let the rest of the crew know we're here. Live now. So yeah, it has been a super interesting 24 hours in the crypto economy. Bitcoin surging to all-time highs. 9,567 on Bittrex. I'm just going to get up coinmarketcap.com and see if we can get everything, an aggregate total for the Bitcoin price. All the chatters seem to say BTC 10K by CME futures date. I always wondered if this stuff is just fulfilling prophecies, self-fulfilling prophecies in the crypto world. If enough people say it, it will happen. Yeah, it's true. Very true. Zhao, how you going? Bob Thorpe, what's up, man? Bob Thorpe. Correct me if I'm wrong, man, but I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the chat. Crypto Chronicus, Grinkus, g'day. Everyone's starting to roll in for the chat. As you'd expect on an exciting day like today with Bitcoin's, the total crypto market cap heading towards $300 billion. We've got a 24-hour trade volume of 12.6, just under 12.7 billion, with BTC dominance finding a little bit actually. It dropped towards the 50% mark. I saw it at 51.4, I want to say, when I was spot checking it. It's now, it's surged back to 53.6. Hey Z, how's things? So yeah, really good to see. Strong 24 hours in the crypto economy. Just going to have a look at view all so we can get an idea of how we're trending in the last hour as well. Tan Kai Tong. Suggest putting streamer mode in Discord to get rid of those notifications. Oh yeah, cool. Actually, I'll just get rid of Discord. No worries, done. Oh, hang on, there's one on here as well. Discord, done. Stop typing on Discord, or we've got the show on anyway. Come and talk on the show. Thanks, Tan Kai Tong. Hope I pronounced that close to right, man. I'm not real good with that sort of stuff. Bob Thought, yes, I'm new from NLC2 Slack. Oh, good to see you, man. I actually did an interview with Raf. Well, I didn't do an interview. One of the guys came and grabbed me on his show and said, come and have a look at this coin. And next thing I was sitting there with Raf for 2.5 hours discussing NLC2. I understand things are going well over there. Joe Theismann's come on board, and I understand Johnny Chan signed up as well. Are you able to confirm that for us, Bob Thorpe, if you're still in the chat? I'm not 100% sure of that, but it seems like all's going pretty well over at the NLC2 group. We do have some of our group invested in NLC2. Let's start with an update for that since it was first mentioned here. So at 15 cents, total market cap at 32 million. Look, I do think my honest assessment of NLC2 coin is it's got, you guys know I'm big on first to market principle, right? And from all anecdotal evidence, the NLC2 platform is a good platform for people who enjoy fantasy sports. I've given my reason for not getting involved in it because I have a gambling history, and for me to touch anything that wages money other than actual investments, it's not good for me. So I personally didn't invest in NLC2 coin, but I always said first in market principle. Massive, I can't remember the actual figures of the fantasy sports market in the US, but it's substantial, really substantial, multi-billion dollar industry, especially since gambling has been heavily regulated in US, and most states in the US see fantasy sports as not gambling, as a game of skill. So that's pretty cool for NLC too. Komodo's come in, Agent Komodo's come into the chat. Agent Smith, the Schiller formerly known as Agent Smith, Agent Komodo. Komodo, by the way, let's have a look at that one since we're jumping all over the market after having a quick look at Bitcoin, which by the way was up at 9,500 plus. Let's have a quick look at Komodo. Agent Smith and I both had a similar strategy for this. We started stocking up around the $2 mark, getting ready for our Monet's ICO coming up, where we will receive 30% bonuses for investing in Komodo rather than BTC. They will be accepting Komodo and BTC. And as you know, at the moment, BTC can be expensive to transfer. So it doesn't have a 30% bonus on it in this ICO either. So that's the specific strategy I took. And I also like Komodo as a project, separate to the fact that the first decentralized ICO will be released on Komodo's platform. So $2.95, Agent Smith. Happy about that one. Bob Thorpe said that it's a lot of good news to come for NLC2, I'm assuming, and very respectable. Agent Smith said, Cheetah Coin, you're a dickhead, Agent Smith. Doesn't exist until you create it. We're not talking about it. Oh, I suppose we will, because every time you put it up there, I do it, don't I? Got to learn from my mistakes and not encourage you. All right, let's have a look at the rest of the market since we skipped to a couple of people's shillings. If you do want me to have a look at any coins, you are welcome to pop them up in the chat. I can give you my opinion on them if I've researched the project itself. I'm also happy to take a look at the charts and things like that. Fish coin, it doesn't exist either, Crypto Chronicus. Welcome to the chat. You might have been in here earlier, but the point is, let's look at real coins. All right, coinmarketcap.com. For those of you in our investment group, we've been given a really exciting opportunity at ICO level, actually pre-sale level. For those of you interested in that, we will be raising money over the next probably 12 hours. So not much time to get ready for this one, but it's too good an opportunity to pass up. And we do have a channel listed for that in our Discord group. So if you're interested in getting in what I see as a promising ICO with a very reasonable valuation for the market they could potentially break into. Yeah, so I like it. I'm going to get into it. Well, we've already raised enough to hit our soft cap. So it's just whether we can actually get to the next level to reach the maximum bonus. But either way, we're getting into it. So if you want to get involved, we'll be having a look at that. Agent Smith said PIVX equals fish plus Dash equals no fish. Yeah, but PIVX, Dash has done quite well still. It sustained a move over the $600 per coin mark, and beautiful segue there into another coin in the market, which does have a promising future in Dash. $628 per coin. As I've repeated several times, it will take you 1,000 coins to run a masternode on Dash. So quite an expensive investment if you're going after residual income. But hey, some big whales watch this show, so who knows? Some of you might be after that. I know Wilkie's trading. Wilkie started with 1 Dash. He got into the economy with 1 Dash at $350. He's traded that to 3 Dash without putting any extra capital in. And Dash has also gone to $628 a coin. I think you'll agree that's a pretty impressive trading performance in maybe 10 weeks. Well done to Wilkie the Whale. His aim is to get from 1 Dash to 1,000. I think you might be trading for 50 years, Wilkie, but we'll see how he goes. I don't want to even say it's similar anymore, Bob Thorpe. Bob Thorpe's asked the question, so PIVX is similar to Dash, but better privacy and more decentralized. Yes, more privacy. Zero coin protocol has been implemented. I'll have to check in with the Slack group whether that's actually been fully implemented and ready for staking or not. But yes, zero coin protocol is being implemented, and definitely more decentralized, man. We have a governance model that works by the consensus of the community. So there's the great thing about it, we have a seesaw algorithm which keeps staking really fair. So in PIVX, you do need 10,000 coins to be a masternode holder. So you can run a masternode for 10,000 coins, which is, at the current price, let's have a quick look. Where's PIVX sitting? Good, strong gains and recovery from below $3, well up to $3.64. Great news for the PIVX team and for PIVX investors. And thank you for sticking by us through those original teething issues with the zero coin protocol implementation. Well rewarded for the people who have, up 11.4%. But getting back to the question from Bob Thought, we have changed so much from the original Dash protocol, I guess you'd say, that I can't even say that we're that similar anymore. Yes, we forked from Dash, but with seesaw algorithms and, you know, community-based governance models and low-level staking, that's the other brilliant thing, Bob. You can actually, mate, you can stake those coins. I think it's similar with NLC too, actually, but correct me if I'm wrong, Bob. You can actually stake NLC too at a smaller level as well. I'm not sure about that. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but PIVX you can definitely stake as little as 1 coin. And the great thing is the staking bonus given to the masternode holders, because of the seesaw algorithm, is really not that much more than the bonuses given to people who are low-level stakers. And in fact, a couple of months ago, because there were so many people getting into PIVX and starting to run their nodes, the seesaw algorithm actually swung towards the stakers. So the low-level guys were earning higher percentages, slightly, fractional, but higher percentages than the actual masternode holders. I don't know too many cryptos that go for super equality like that, you know. You see a lot of cryptos that do entice the bigger investors, and I'm not saying that's a terrible strategy, especially at fundraising stage. You do need to entice people to come in with a good investment, and that's one of the strategies being used. But having said that, I just think that the fact that the masternode holders themselves are the ones who essentially voted up their power, voted to give up their power, shows that the core team from PIVX have a very what's the word I look at? Pure ambitions, I guess, in creating their crypto. I mean, the guys I work with are the guys who quote Gandhi. You know, Snappy Brian, he's sitting there quoting Gandhi all day, and Chad's a guy who works heavily within his church, and you know, he told me recently that they moved the church between a bottle shop and, I think, I might be wrong, but it was a bottle shop and a brothel, because they didn't want to spend the money on a fancy church. So he's, you know, these are good guys that I'm working with over there. I'm sorry, Chad, if I wasn't supposed to make that story public, but yeah, that's something that Chad told me when I moved over there, because I had a bit of a go at him. I said, oh, how's this, Chad? The church down the road just put up a big fence to stop the homeless people sleeping under the awnings. That's very Christian, isn't it? I was just giving him a bit of slack, but he goes, I hate that sort of thing. And he said, we've just moved our church in between, you know, into a really rough area to save on rent. So we can do more good. So I like that, man. And I've got no bias towards any religion, guys. Just, I don't want to get onto religious debate at all, but I have no bias towards any religion. I think that there's good people and bad people in both, in any religion, sorry. New wallet coming out tomorrow for PIVX. Stay tuned, says Jace. Thanks for keeping up to date on my job. Are the percentage returns on PIVX set, or are they market driven? I would have to check with the dev, man. It's a consistent 5%. If you sort of talk about the 4 to 5% range, I think it's 4%. I think it was based on, you know, the economic principle of that sort of sweet number of 4%. But I'd have to double check with the devs, man. I think it does somewhat depend on use. The algorithm's quite complex, so for someone like me to understand it is not. I would have to go through a lot more understanding algorithms and coding. See, the thing for me, people go, well, you should know everything about PIVX. And I say, well, it's just not really possible, not for me. And the reality is, for me, I don't need to know how Google's search algorithm works to use Google. I just need to know that Google's a solid product and continuously returns the search results that I'm looking for. So that's why I use it. And I haven't been sponsored by Google to say that, but I'm just saying the same thing with PIVX. I use it consistently. It's very, very quick. Acu5, if he's still in the conversation, we had a bit of a run through last night. Acu5 said, Fish, just downloaded my PIVX wallet. I said, no worries, brother. I got a bit of a shortcut for you. And I sent him a recent snapshot of the blockchain, which one of the devs sent me a link to his, and he keeps that up to date. And that bypasses the whole syncing process, basically. And he said, oh, that was quick. We did a little video chat, believe it or not. Fish getting better with his tech. And we got it set up, and he said, I got my new PIVX wallet, and he dropped his address in there to prove it. And I went, oh, I'm going to have to welcome him. I sent him a couple of PIVX, and he said, oh, I just got 2 PIVX. I said, yeah, I literally sent it a second ago, dude. It's super quick. So for me, I can see the use cases behind PIVX because it's super fast. It's a proof of stake model, which I understand, like dividends in the share market. And I also understand that it's more economical, like efficient proof of stake models. And I'm a bit of a bloody modern day hippie, so I guess that's a good thing, running on less electricity to actually run our blockchain. I think that we offer a really, really solid alternative to not only Bitcoin, but Dash as well, and some of the other coins that are up at the top of the economy. And I think that's going to be found and shown more once our exchange availability. I think that's one of the things holding us back at the moment, is our availability on exchanges. And that's why an exchange integration team has been set up in PIVX to actually, for the first time in our history, actually have a really coordinated and organized effort to get wider spread availability of the PIVX coin. And one of the exciting things we've got coming up is PIVX to Korean One on the Upbit exchange. I'm really, really looking forward to that happening, because I saw what it did to Stain and SBD, and I know what Korean One's pretty much driven any major move in this economy. So I'm looking forward to it. I get staking rewards every 3 or 4 weeks with 3K NLC2. Thanks, C. Yeah, C, Bob, if you're still here, I told you we had a few NLC2 investors. New wallet coming out tomorrow for PIVX. Stay tuned. Oh, sorry, getting back to old chat. Hey, everyone, just got out of jail, and I'm looking to get back into crypto after a long break. I didn't see Ant shares on CoinMarketCap anymore. How do I sell it? Agent Smith, you are once again a dickhead, but quite funny. Mike Z. Okay, I'm just going to get back down to the live chat, guys, because I missed a bit. See, 4%. Okay. Right. Hi, Elysian Core. How are you? Elysian Core is actually from PIVX, so might be a good person to ask about whether it's a set inflation rate in PIVX. Elysian Core, can you answer that? I know it's around 4%, man, but I didn't know the exact figure of the inflation rate for PIVX, and whether it's actually set up on a demand basis, whether more PIVX are created based on the amount of demand for PIVX. I'm not 100% sure, man. It's a question I just got asked. So if you can answer that one, Elysium Core, while you're in the chat, that'd be fantastic. Anyway, moving on. I've had a good chat about PIVX, which, as I say, is my prerogative. Alrighty. Let's have a look what else has had a good run up. Pay token, 10x. I think it's a great project. I think it's a good community. I like projects with good community. Holy moly, what just happened? Oh, Exclusive Coin just got pumped 53.9% because I told you guys to sit and sleep on that one and just wait for it, because it always gets pumped to above $2. But I just updated my Bittrex account and it's at all-time highs. 300 billion, we just cracked it. How often do we do this? It's the fish effect, I'm telling you. There might only be 18 people on here, but they're all billionaires and they're all dumping straight fiat into crypto. Bitcoin's kicking ass. All right, let's do an update, guys, since fish is clearly affecting the market. Let's have a look. But that was a nice update to my Bittrex account. You know, every now and then you do it. It's the Fibonacci sequence, exactly, Ethercept. Welcome, man. Good to see you. Let's have a look. Oh my goodness. Bullish economy. It's not quite at 300 billion, I beg your pardon, according to market cap at this current point, 299.966. So you could call it a drop in the bucket off 300 billion. And you'll notice that Fibonacci just became Fistradamus, because Fistradamus put his title of his video at surges towards 300 billion. I should have said surges over. Then I really would have been Fistradamus. Nah, not to worry. You know, this coincides with Asia waking up, guys. It is important to keep an eye on world clocks, okay, when you're trading in crypto. Another tip that I can give you is keep an eye on the economic calendar. If Asian countries, especially Korea, Japan, China, are going through times of economic prosperity, if their GDPs are coming out as good, if, you know, there's an economic calendar. You guys know that. I'll put the link in here. How do I do that? I'll have to get onto YouTube. I'll put it in our Discord group. Okay, there's a link to an actual economic calendar. You get live economic data coming out of each country. Keep an eye on Asia. If they're having good times economically, it stands to reason that people are going to have more investment capital, right? And if people have more investment capital, a certain percentage of that is going to make its way into crypto based on current trends. So it is a good idea to keep, you know, we're trying to say crypto's real world, right? Crypto's real world, mass adoption. If it's going to be real world, let's treat it like real world. And when we're assessing currencies in the real world, what do? When we're doing the Australian dollar versus the US, what do? We keep an eye on the Reserve Bank minutes coming out from the Australian Reserve Bank to see if they're going to lift interest rates or not. We do the same in the US. We keep an eye on GDP figures. We keep an eye on manufacturing figures. And all these are available on the internet free of charge. And they come out and actually, you can leave your computer open all day. It will beep at you when an economic announcement comes open. It gives you the timing down to the minute that the announcement is made. So keep an eye on Asia because they're clearly leading the market at the moment. That's just a little things. Atagnio said, my alts are getting like no good. That's no good, man. My alts are doing really well. Ethercept said 2 different pump groups are pumping Verge at the moment. I'm not shilling, just letting you know I heard this. It's not always good for a coin, Ethercept. Thanks for the rumor, man, but pumps aren't always good for a coin because if people buy in at the top and take a heavy retracement, they kind of get a bad feeling about the coin going forward. Pete, long time no see. Substratum, shall we, for Pete? You legend. Pete, the legend who found Substratum for us and got us into ICO. Let's have a look at yeah, Ethercept agreed as well about why have you invested in it, Jace? Your agent Smith. Well, we can call you Agent Smith now because we've got Agent Komodo. Yeah, real nice, Pete. 33 cents, bro. I saw it as high as 40 because I sold a little bit, but I bought it back. It's okay. Yeah, but Substratum's been on an almighty bull run with a market cap of $75 million and a coin price of 33 cents after Pete first pointed it out to the investment crew not long not long before the ICO closed, but we got in. We got some great bonuses there through referrals, and Pete kept an eye on it for us. Said everything's going solid, guys. Just hold long term. That was the plan. Checks in. So Pete said you guys want to check out Elon Musk and Bitcoin Code. I just read an article which is very exciting. ICO price for Substratum. Pete, correct me if I'm wrong, but given the price of the Ether at the time, depending on where you bought it, it would have been somewhere between 6 and 8 cents, Jazz. I think that we paid for Substratum. Am I right, guys? 6 to 8 cents. I think that's right. So yeah, 33 cents is really, really solid gains. You know, we're 5x'd on that. It's 6 cents. Thank you, Ethercept. It was 6 cents. So 5x. It did get up to almost 7x when it hit those 40-cent marks overnight. So nice to see. Great for the Crypto Wave investment crew. I haven't checked in with Gladius in the last day. I figured if there's anything super important, since we have the CTO on our Discord group, he would have posted up in our Gladius channel. But last time I checked, they'd raised 6.6 million, and we're tracking well towards a sellout, especially since we haven't even hit public sale yet, where minimum contribution for Ether becomes 0.04 Ether, allowing people to get in for as little as roughly $20, $15 to $20 at today's Ether price, really opening it up to the masses. So even if they don't sell out in this pre-sale, I don't think it's going to take long when the public sale hits. So looking forward to that. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, no, man, that's Pete, really. Pete came in, bought it to me. Same way you did with Gladius, dude. It's just something we do, you know. We have a look at a few. Z's bought me one that I've got to get my eyes around. Obviously, we've got a really good opportunity with, I can't mention the name yet because we haven't pulled the trigger and I don't want it to sell out. But we've actually got an opportunity to get in as strategic investors, man. So I spoke to the team over there, and they're happy to accept me as a strategic investor, which I was very flattered about. And you know, I was super keen on the project anyway. That's the one I'd been hodling that Neo for, saying I was going to get in at public sale even if I didn't raise enough to get in pre-sale. So stoked about that one, and that is an opportunity we've opened up on our Discord group. So if you'd like to get involved with that, it's another ICO we're looking at. I think it's got really, really strong potential, and I think it's reasonably priced. You know, you saw a lot of ICOs in the early days literally raising $250 million at ICO level. That's kind of insane. So this is not one that values its company that high at the ICO level. They realise they've got proof to do. The team, to me, is one of the better teams I would have invested in this economy. More experienced. So I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, let's move on. Going to go back to the overall page and just see how we're trending, because it is a crazy bull market at the moment. Even the alts are doing really well. My alts are doing fantastically. They're keeping up with BTC, and in most cases actually outperforming it slightly. So I'm super stoked with that. Yep, pretty consistent. Neo's taken a dip against BTC, but US dollar value is still up from where I bought it. So stoked with that. Not that I'm going to have it for much longer, because I've put pretty much everything I have in Neo into this investment. I really like it. Not against BTC. Mine are doing okay. Yeah, Neo's not up against BTC. You're absolutely right. It's down 7%. Let's have a quick look at Neo. I think if Neo is successful in launching a couple of these platforms, these ICOs, that the Neo price will potentially go significantly up from here. It has taken dips against BTC. Very good point from Atagnio. Sorry if I've got that wrong, man. That's a difficult name for me. But yeah, looking at $39.04. So up slightly from yesterday still when we were reporting. I think it was around 38 high. So only fractional, but still up. Still trending up in US dollars. There's a massive buy order on. It was pretty big. It's like 30,000, 40,000. Oh, it's $40,000 US dollar buy order on that just got absolutely hammered on Bittrex. Goodness gracious, just like that. Let me just see if that actually sold. No, it didn't. He just took it away. All right. Anyway, another important thing to consider about Bittrex, guys. I am a bit late bringing you this news, but there has been some updates at Bittrex, and that's why a lot of you will notice that your sell orders and buy orders have cancelled. Mine just went all over the place, and I felt that that was a bit harsh, because they said in the letter, they say, oh, you know, some of these orders have no chance of being hit, or they say there's very little chance of something like that. But I'm like, well, who are you to make that decision? That's the market's decision, not the exchange's decision. And I felt like I actually put hours of work into picking all those buy and sell orders. And yeah, they might have been sitting there for months. But as you guys know, I'm fine with that. I'm a stubborn prick. And to cancel all buy and sell orders older than 28 days old, to me, you just cancelled out like hours of work. Hours and hours of work that I've done. So what do I do now? I have to go and do it all again? Okay. And the other part is that they're actually upping. I think, they're either upping or decreasing their minimum trade. I'll have to go and check. Hang on, I've got it here. No, that's the Binance thing. I'm trying to get listed on Binance. Trying to do everything I can. I just read I haven't got that other article, but it was popped up in our Discord group for those interested about that Binance thing. Let me just see. Actually, if I pull up Discord, don't type on Discord for a moment so it beeps all over the place. Just let me find this thing about Bittrex, and then we'll move on to Binance. Talking a bit about exchanges for a second. Bittrex has been a good platform, don't get me wrong. It's simple to use. The exchange fees are reasonable compared to real world. They're a bit high compared to crypto. But it has been a solid platform, and just as I ask everyone not to type, it beeps like crazy. All right, I'm going to just find this thing very, very quickly because it was posted up in news, I think by Agent Komodo, I should say. Nope, it's from Grinkers. Okay, I'm just going to read this, guys. It was actually from last Saturday, and I'm sorry I'm late bringing this news to you. It is hard to keep on top of everything. But this email is to communicate policy changes for placing orders on Bittrex. As you know, Bittrex is committed to providing fair and efficient price discovery, and these changes are designed to improve the overall trading experience on markets. If anyone is just typing, get that beeping noise going, I will slap you. Removing stale orders effective today. Bittrex will be removing orders that are older than 28 days. As we've communicated in the past, many of these orders have no reasonable expectation of being filled and clog the order books. I'm sorry, but that's not your decision, especially when coins can do 100x in a, not 100x, 150% in a day. I don't think that's fair to say that they have no reasonable, no reasonable scope of being hit, especially over the course of a month. You guys know how, well, in fact, you profit off the volatility of this economy. So to say that those orders can't be hit, I think is unfair. Anyway, raising the minimum trade size. Oh yeah, this was the thing that was annoying me, because they're raising the minimum trade size, right? Within the next 2 weeks, the minimum allowable trade value for orders will go from 50,000 Satoshi at today's price, roughly $5, $4.50, let's say, at $9,000. Let's call it 10,000 because it looks like that's where it's heading. Whether it goes over there or not, who knows? But at some stage, it's probably going to head at least to 9,800. Maybe, the whales tend to cash out before psychological resistance, but we'll see what happens. There's a lot of growing support for the crypto economy, for blockchain and Bitcoin. So we'll see. But my point is that if that used to be like 50,000 Satoshi back when I started trading, Bitcoin was at $2,000. So your minimum trade was $1, okay? And that was one of the cool things. It allowed you to play around for a smaller amount and then increase your investment as you got confidence about what you were doing. It was a positive thing, right? And then all of a sudden they've gone, no, well, we're going to actually double that to 100,000 Satoshi. But what that doesn't also take into account is that the Bitcoin price has increased significantly since that time. So now Bitcoin trading at $10,000 with a 100,000 Satoshi minimum trade is a $10 minimum trade. Now, if you want to put $50 in and diversify into 10 crypto, you can't do that. What are we doing? This was supposed to be for the masses. This was supposed to be for everyone. This is not supposed to be an elitist club that only allows the big guys to trade or to invest. So to me, it's a bad move. I don't care. I'm sure you're making plenty. You got massive volumes, and like your trade fees are like, they're good. They're fine actually, but they're higher than some other exchanges. So I think it's a little unfair to double that trade price. That's just my opinion. And I do think the Bittrex exchange, to be fair in my assessment, it's been super reliable for me, really reliable. And at the end of the day, I've always said I'm happy to pay for reliability, especially in this. Now, I know there has been some problems or some issues faced by customers of Bittrex in the past. I can only report on my own experience, which has been a secure, and the user interface is good. It's an easy to use platform, but I just have a little bit of an issue with this particular strategic move. So I don't have any issue with the Bittrex platform, especially, for goodness sakes, at least they got PIVX on there. So yeah, no, Bittrex is, all in all, I find it solid. Look, they paid out Bitcoin Cash, which a lot of exchanges didn't, they didn't. So yeah, I think they're fairly solid. I'm going to see what's happening. Agent Smith said Putin is an advisor for Cheetah Coin. That's good. What did Etherzep say? Crypto care call LM for me. Oh yeah, Joe, you're in the chat. Sounds like Elon Musk. It sounds like Elon Musk is Satoshi. Would not be surprised. I hadn't heard that. Okay, there's heaps of chat I missed out on while I was on a rant. I think the reason they're cutting the order time down is to free up resources. They are pushing hard to improve performance. Lots of stupid orders like BTC, buys at $50, etc. Fair enough. Okay. Okay. All right. I think, yeah. All right. It was just a lot of work of mine that went down the drain when they cancelled everything over 28 days old. I realize that some of them might have been ambitious, but some of them were certainly in the ballpark of being at least reasonable. And that's a fair bit of work that's been created for me to go and reset sell and buy orders all over the place. So I think that's fair enough for me to have a little bit of a gripe about it. I didn't have an option to say, no, please don't cancel these orders. At least I don't think I was. Maybe I was. Sorry if I was, but I don't believe I was given the option to say, you know, if you don't want your orders cancelled, please press this link, because it is a lot of work doing that. You know, even the Fibonacci sequence and Smithonomics is, when you're doing it for a lot of coins, it can be labor intensive. Elon Musk is the guy that made Tesla, cars, the Mars trip, and advanced solar panels. He thinks the world has very bad wealth distribution and has invested 98 million in Bitcoin code. Yeah, the world does have, that's a fact. That's not open for discussion. That's not open for debate. The world has terrible wealth distribution and it's only getting worse. The statistics do not lie. So yeah, he's right. I think it is something we would be interested in. Would love to hear everyone's thoughts. Thanks, Pete. Or if Saddington joins the team, I need to get a bottle of tequila for McAfee. Did you make a bet with McAfee, Etherset? The bets that go on in this economy are funny. Sounds like, sorry, that's old stuff. All right, I'm getting back up to the, sorry guys, I missed out on the chat. Hey, Chris. Chris says, I just read that Elon News is fake. Talking about Elon Musk. Sorry, I read it as Elon. Not 100% sure, but it sounds a little far-fetched. Agent Smith, Putin and Morgan Freeman are all you need for a successful ICO. When you add an amazing name like Cheetah to it, you have a real winner. People who watch this channel for the first time must just go, who is Agent Komodo, Agent Smith? Well, you know what I was thinking? Jace, if you're still in the chat, this affects you too. Because we got in on another ICO as a group. And I know we've been ICO heavy when the market's been a bit bearish, but I think we're picking out good ones. And proof in the pudding with Icon and where the futures market is trading on that compared to where we paid for it. So we were looking at throwing an Icon party on launch at my house. And you have to come dressed as your favorite icon. And I originally said I'm going to come dressed as Satoshi, however you pronounce it. But I think I'm going to come as Agent Smith. Just like the hat, the tie, the jacket, and completely white out my face. 10K hit on BitThumb. Thanks, BB Junkie. 99 shorts have been liquidated. Thank you. Good updates, guys. December's going to be a banger for ICX, G-Spec Gaming. We certainly hope so, man. As a investment crew, we are quite substantially invested into Icon. Jace is looking forward to the Icon party. Agent Smith just screamed out, yeah, he's getting drunk again, I'm guessing. Has anyone heard about Icon yet since KYC? Etherset. Good question, man. I did know that they would. No, I haven't since KYC. I'd have to check my emails more thoroughly. I get that many emails now. It's ridiculous from all the ICO stuff I've done and that. Okay, if you go as Agent Smith, you have to have all his coins icons shielded all over your clothes. No, he does the black and white. Although that's a good addition to it, I guess. Crypto Chronicus, hello everybody. Mr. Opulent here. I'm here to tell you about how I created online marketing firm generating over $2.5 million from scratch. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that you personally, Crypto Chronicus? Because you're quoting something. Who are you referring to? 1,700 on GDAX. Well, I'll tell you the best place to get your reads is off CoinMarketCap. And the reason I say that is it's an aggregate total. So it takes into account all the exchanges. Obviously not peer-to-peer exchanges, but all the major exchanges. We've done a bit of peer-to-peer trading in our own crypto investment group just to save on the fees, you know. People wanting to buy, people wanting to take their profits. So let's just do it between ourselves. That commercial 5x a day on your video. Oh, that commercial 5 times a day on your videos. Oh, does it come onto my videos? How do I stop that? Can I stop ads being shown on my videos? I don't want ads. Also, yeah, is that the dude with I don't want to be rude, but like I got big ears, so I'm allowed to. He's got big teeth. Is that the guy? Sorry, that's just. Oh, African dude. No, this one's an Aussie guy. He's got massive teeth. Like, no offense to the Aussie dude. He's like clearly very successful, but some serious chompers there. That's all right. I got wing nuts. Everyone's got their thing, right? The videos are not monetized. Okay, cool. And Agent Smith has no face. Have a look at his profile pic. So everyone's got their things. Are they showing ads on my site? It better not be, Zhao. We'll sort them out. We didn't approve of that. Blue suit Aussie, I know that guy. Yeah. You'd get the ads. It's probably, you know, geographically targeted. So you'll get the ads if you're in Australia. Get ad blocker, guys. Unblock original. Oh, yeah, that's what Jace says. I don't know, Jace. We'll have to come and sort me a computer out soon. Good run-ups on everything, man. Once these ICO hits, I'll take a bit of money out. You can come and help me out with that computer like we've been planning for a while. Notice the ebook and the vid are all shots. He's wearing the same blue suit and everyone you see him. Yeah, he probably did all the shots on all the shoots on the same day. That's not unusual. What is unusual is not to factor in a costume change in that. May I ask you, are you able to make a little money doing these streams? No, I don't, man. I don't make, well, actually, that's not entirely true. I had a very generous donation from one of our viewers. He did intend to donate $6, but a lot of that was taken up in BTC transaction fees. So we have received a donation from the channel, and I've also, like, I've made pretty good money on that Binance referral link that I've got in the description. If you are looking to trade on Binance, that I get a percentage. Like, you pay 0.05%, right? If you use the Binance coin, by the way. Otherwise, you're paying 0.1% for all your trades. And that's standard. That doesn't change because you use my referral link. But what does change is when you do trade, I actually get half of that fee, which is pretty substantial, you know, if you've got a lot of people trading under your referral link. So Agent Smith also has a referral link for those of you who are interested. None of you, I'm sure. He eats $50 steak dinners every night. Well, man, I'm a vegetarian, so $50 tofu dinners here. Or $5 vegetarian pizzas from Domino's. But the book covers the same suit. I've almost made $3 off that referral program now. Agent Smith, I'm absolutely slaying you in that competition then. Agent Smith and Fish having the competition who can get the most referrals on Binance. Hey, if you've got some friends getting in, you should actually open up your own referral link or get them to use mine. No, open up your own. Yeah, it's pretty easy to do. You just sign up an account, you go into the homepage, there's a Binance thing there. Click that, it'll give you a referral link and you post it to your friends. But don't do it just to make money. It's only if they're interested in getting in crypto, only if they're actually interested in trading and platform. You should never look to make money out of someone unless you're helping them and giving them service in the same time. Let's see what we got. You can't even withdraw any. Why would you want to withdraw any of it? Just put it into something. Agent Smith. Komodo's on there. Buy some Komodo. And grab a bigger bag for that Monaze thing. Grab $3 worth of Komodo. That's like one Komodo now. You just made an extra Komodo. I feel like I say Komodo a lot. Komodo. Binance, 2 referrals, 0 trades, 0 commissions here. Stick in there, Crypto Chronicus. We'll get a section for our, why don't we do this? I'm thinking we can open up channel, no chatting on it, like we do every other time. We break all the rules and chat on the wrong channels, and Jow's going to have a heart attack if we keep doing that. So we've got to try and focus our chat a bit better on the Discord groups, but we could open up a channel specifically for referral links, and everyone can just put their own. And that way, if anyone new comes into the group and they don't have any friends who are already referring them, they're welcome to use one of ours. And we can all put our own up there, and everyone can choose their own. Obviously, I have a massive advantage in that I'm on YouTube every day. But the rest of you are welcome to put up those referral links as well. I think if we get I think if we get a separate sub channel for that, and then we just leave referral links out of the general chat altogether. So the referral, like, so it's not considered shilling your own referral link. We just leave that referral link for the referral link place, and you can refer to the fact, oh, if you do want to do it, go and check out my referral link in the referral links tab, but we keep it off the general chat. I think that's a good idea. You're going to pin yours at the top of the general chat. Very good, Agent Smith. Thank you for helping us out by following the rules. Screw you guys. Okay, very productive. Oh, you notice I put PIVX on my 24/7 live stream. I didn't even know you had a 24/7 live stream going, Crypto Chronicles. Can I subscribe to your channel, man? Just send me the link. Private message me the link, please. Only because I surf though. Yeah. Surf's actually been really solid around the Goldie at the moment. Really good surf. Froggies has been pumping, and Lovers has come back too, otherwise known as Fish's Corner. Although it's not going to get called that if I don't get in the surf more. Been a bit lazy since I finished my last competition, and the fact I don't have a car. Thank you very much to the person who put petrol into my diesel car and borrowed it without asking. Awesome. So yeah. Well, guys, 300 billion, 301 billion, we've cracked it. So Fishy sets another record by being a YouTuber going live while it cracks the 300 billion mark. Just racking up the records at the moment. Bitcoin itself, 9,687. I don't know. Your prediction's as good as mine. Just glad I'm in. Agent Smith said, wait, what stream? Exactly, CryptoCoin, you've got to show your own channel more on it, on our Discord group. Put it in the YouTube links thing. Hey, Aussie, let's go for a surf, mate. I'll come pick you up. Ooh, that's tempting, Jace. Actually, me and Haig are heading down after the stream. So if you can, I think we're doing Froggies. You came for Froggies? It's pretty intense. I know you got married there, so you've already had plenty of pain there already. Do you really need more? Oh, Jace's wife will slap me and I've never met her. I'm only joking around. We'll do. It's a 24/7 live stream with crypto's prices, stats, big BTX versus USD mainly, with non-copyright artists and dope beats. Yes, sick. I'll give it a bit of a plug on the show when you send me the link, man. Sounds good. I go and visit them occasionally just to check out the chat and see what people are talking about. Agent Smith, what are you talking about? He said they look like El Caminos. Oh, what are those car trucks you guys have over there? What do they call them? We call them utes, man. U for uniform, T for tango, E for echo. Ute. You guys call them pickups, right? Is that what you're talking about? I think that's what we're talking about. Jace goes, yeah, well, sweet, I got married there, so I might as well die there. Talking about froggies, go and surf froggies. We should take my Jace, we should take my what do you call it, my phone down and do a live stream right before we go out so the guys can see what the surfer about hits like. Because I'm pretty sure it's pretty intense at the moment, man. They're like 4 to 5 foot froggies, and that's solid. And then it's heavy as beach break on the Gold, or beach break until you hit the rocks on the Gold Coast. SUVs, we call them 4-wheel drives, man. 4-wheel drives is what we call them. Pickups is the trucks, yeah, so we call them utes. SUVs we call 4-wheel drives. That wouldn't work in the US market. Well, a lot of things in Australia wouldn't work in the US market, mate. Don't worry about that. You used to have a Monaro 6.2 litre, 6-speed Crypto Chronicus. I'm not a car fan, but it sounds very impressive. Yeah, I've seen the size of the trucks over there. I've been to the States a few times, Agent Smith. So yeah, man, everything's bigger over there. The meals are like ridiculous. I sit down and go, oh, I just was ordering for one person actually. I can't believe the size of the meals over there. Size of the cars, highways are bigger, more people of course, so that makes sense. But the size of the cars and the meals doesn't necessarily make more sense, but the size of the highway certainly does. But yeah, I like visiting the States, man. I don't know if I'll be allowed back in after my recent sprays on Trump, but you know, it's been nice in the past visiting there. See what happens. Yeah, Monero's been solid. Yeah, I was actually listening to a podcast with Roger Ver this morning, and he was invested in Monero himself, interestingly enough. And he actually, this is why, like, I don't hate him. I just think I've got a difference of opinion with him on Bitcoin Cash, which, by the way, is up 7.74% in the last 24 hours. To segue into some actual news for you. Yeah, he said that anyone who puts all their investment capital into crypto and anyone who puts all their crypto capital into one crypto, it's not advisable. So, you know, he's right. Diversification is important. Grinker has said that the 1973 Ford Falcon XB something or other, blah, 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 XB GT Coupe is the Mad Max car. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I'll go and talk to old mate. I'll go talk to Mel Gibson about it, whatever his name is. I'll go have a chat. He lives just down the road, so it's all good. Monero is a good investment because it's used for dark markets. Lots of money in dark markets. Yeah, good call. Yeah, went good to buy pizzas, Agent Smith. That's like an inside joke if you've been following the Crypto Wave investment crew. Agent Smith loves his pizza. All right, I'm gonna do a quick update and see what else we can find here that might offer us some value during this bull run, because that can be one of the hardest things to find, guys, is good value. When you get a good run up like this, a lot of coins get to hype stage and overvalued. So what we want to do is look for some good value. Potentially projects that are, yeah, obviously undervalued. Navcoin was another one that I saw explode. I've been saying that was a good project for a while. Didn't actually invest in it myself. Crypto Chronicus bought 6 Aussie cars. My friends liked them so much that they bought 3. Yeah, you like those? Oh, you know what we should do? I was thinking about that, Crypto Chronicus. It would make a funny meme, right? Like a KYC meme. Why don't we take that photo and do the best KYC meme contest over on the Discord group? Got your KYC, Icon KYC? Fish has done his. Have you got yours? I don't know. I'm not good at writing memes straight off the top of my head. The point is, it'd be a funny competition. The bloody photos out there. Thanks very much to Wilkie for doing that. So I might as well laugh at it. Nothing else I can do. You do graphics, great. Do me a favor, make the passport look bigger. Everyone's giving me shit about that. All right. Ethereum's doing well too. It's like popped down towards 450 and found support there. Way back up to 475. The 450 bounce. I actually picked up a little on 450 just in case it was going to bounce off there, and I was ready again in case it went down to 400. I figured with such a big bull run, it was going to be either act as support at 450 or crash another 10%. Yeah. Litecoin steadied a little bit. It's $87, but I mean, it's steadied after a massive run up, so it's good. Does it have to be a passport or can it be an ID? An ID would probably cover it for me, Crypto Chronicus. My driver's license would probably do the trick. No, I'm just joking. Well, or am I? No, I'd need the passport. Just trying to find stuff that's good value. Guys, I think IOTA's a good value as a coin flip, because I do think it'll either be an absolute giant or go away, depending on how Tangle technology is developed and how well it works going into the future. So yeah, I think IOTA is a reasonable value because it's under its historical high of $1, and I think it can get back above there. EOS has been on a ridiculous run. Cardano as well. Just trying to find good value more than the ones that have run up hard. Lisk 771. There's an interesting debate going. Is that good value? Is it not? I think long term it will be proven to be good value. You've got to make your own decisions on whether it was overvalued based on the hype. of the announcement about the rebranding. And is rebranding really worth an extra $300 million to the coin? The market decided no on that. They've sold it back down to $7.71. Or they've decided that they're not patient enough to wait for it. I'm closing Discord again. Cheeky, put your chat here. Yeah, I probably do, man. I got some old passports and IDs with some bad photos. I can probably send them through to you. But I think you just use the one that's already been posted. I don't really feel like getting naked and posting a photo of myself again on our Discord group. Thank you again to Wilkie. Wow. Update. I can't mention the name, but update apparently. I can't read that comment at the moment. Sorry, Crypto Chronicles. I sold EOS at $2.06 and got it at $1.14. Not sure about re-entry. Mark G, it's a tough one, man. I would suggest using the Fibonacci sequence. So I'm going to do that for you now and use the Fibonacci sequence to try and get a good buy point for you on EOS. Let's take a look at it in US dollar value on CoinMarketCap. That's probably the most relative thing I'm going to be able to do for you since you've used US dollar values in your example there. Currently sitting at $2.45. So you would be buying back less than you sold, obviously, less EOS coins. So not the greatest trade. Parabolic in its growth. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the price before it went parabolic, the last parabolic run, which is around the $2 mark, or $1.94, and it spiked up to $1.94 to $2.63. Okay, so $2.63. Doing the Fibonacci sequence for you now. 263 minus $1.94 equals 69 cents. So what we want to do is take half of that, which is roughly 35 cents, because we work in round numbers in the Fibonacci sequence. It's a real science. So, man, if it were me personally on a parabolic growth like that, I think people are going to be super tempted to take profit, and I would take 35 cents back from your high point before I would start buying. So at $2, I think, what did we say the high was? 264, 263, let's call it. I would take it back to, this is me personally, man, and please make your own decisions because it could be wrong. It could just keep mooning. And it could retrace a lot further than this after a profit taking. So my personal target would be $2.28 before I start buying again, because I don't like to buy into parabolics. And when I say start buying again, that would be my first buy order, and I'd have several orders set below that because I don't like my odds of picking the exact bottom of the market. So that's for me, man. That's just my personal opinion based on very little knowledge about the news coming out on EOS, because it's not something I'm invested in, so it's not something I have to keep an eye on thoroughly. And yeah, so whatever I said there, 238, it's a good 3% higher than that. So me personally, I would look to buy back at that mark. Thank you. Sorry, 328. 228. Sorry, 228. Which, yeah, 228. Cool. Done. EOS covered from Fishy's point of view. You know what can happen, Mark. It can go to $5 from here, man. The Koreans love their top market coins, so EOS driving up there to 13th. They're going to get more and more notice about it. That's the interesting part, isn't it, Ethercept? But a lot of these coins run up based on emotion, FOMO, rumors. Ethercept said EOS has no real news until June 2018. The run up now is crazy. Of course, that's Ethercept's personal opinion. So if you say no way, EOS is going to be a giant, 10 billion market cap minimum. You don't care what Fish and Ethercept are saying. So yeah, everyone's got it. That's why everyone has to make their own decisions, because as much as I joke about Fish through Damas and getting, $1.50 bottom of the market on 10x and things like that, I can't possibly foresee the future, and I couldn't possibly foresee that $1.50 was going to be the low point on that. Until Neo spiked past $10, I called it with freakish accuracy. I told people to sell it at 10 and buy it back at 640 using the Fibonacci sequence, and At that time, people were calling me crazy for calling the sell at 10, and it didn't only dip to 640, it dipped to 480. So, no, but I don't have crystal balls. All I can do is keep an eye on the news coming out as best as I can, run some maths, run some figures based on relevant companies in the real world that aren't using blockchain, that are in similar industries, and come up with my assessment of the company. And that is my assessment. Everyone's got to do their own. Market's going to disagree with you a lot of the time, or sorry, with fish a lot of the time. Just taking a quick look for Decreed, 40%, my goodness. Hey, ARK's doing really nice. Well above $3, $3.39. I think we called it at $2.50. Komodo we spoke about. Just looking for those good bargains for you. I still think Steam's a bargain, $1.10. Long term, definitely. Short term, probably. It's becoming an increasingly popular platform, and I think as more people get the opportunity to use it, because one of the advantages and disadvantages of Steam is that they have people actually checking the application rather than computer. So less fraudulent accounts, but more time to actually get your account. Yeah, you should have got some Neo at $6. Yeah, if you're following me on Steemit, man, I called buys there. I called sells at 10 and then buys at 6. I nailed that thing in its first run. There's like, you can go and check my Steemit articles, but I was calling it like that. Like, it's ridiculous. I was on fire until I called the second dump at 10, and it never came back. And I was too stubborn and never bought it back again. And that's something to consider in EOS if you are a massive EOS fan as well. Don't FOMO, man. Even if you're only grabbing small percentages out of the market, just squeeze, you know. PIVX is awesome. Just $3.61, really strong. Factum's done well. Still cheap, below $25. I always said that. So there's another one that I see is pretty good value at the moment. Binance Coin's done well. I understand why. Good platform. Would love to see them adding pivots. Basic attention to everything. There's a lot of grain, guys. Just trying to find some that I see as particularly good value as I work down the charts. Where did Chainlink go to? Because that's one that I've really been bullish on. If it's taking further retracements, I'd say, or even if it's around that, I'm just going to type it in because I can't find it. Link, L-I-N-K is the trade symbol for those of you interested. Chainlink is about collecting third-party information. Oracle's being used. It is up 1.76% at 18.27 cents per coin. But if you guys look at the chart, we want to buy low, sell high. Lots of good sideways movement there on Link. It is a promising project with a super intense white paper. And I think that's what's holding it back. Is there's a lot of glamorous projects that are easy to understand on the white paper, and they may be good or bad uses of the blockchain. I'm not saying that's a determining factor. I'm saying what can be off-putting to some investors is having to spend 2.5 hours digesting a white paper. And that's what I had to do. Just the first read. I was reading paragraphs again and again and again to understand what the need for this blockchain was. And I get it. They've identified the lack of third-party information being able to be used to complete or enact a smart contract. And that is critical in bringing smart contracts into the real world. Third-party information is critical. There are 2 projects that I'm aware of looking at this particular use case, if you like, for crypto. One being Chainlink, the other being Oracle's itself. Oracle's I see as a more centralized version of Chainlink. And I think both projects have a place in the market to coexist. The Oracle's ICO sold out in 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So I think this is definitely a use case that is necessary in the enactment of smart contracts going forward in the crypto economy. How does Steam generate revenue though? Crypto Chronicus, it generates revenue through user pay basically. So the thought process is that people would rather, I guess, essentially pay a little bit of money than have ads thrown on them all day. But I think what will happen going forward is that companies will actually buy up a lot of Steam in order to advertise on Steam, i.e. they will use successful Steamians, and this can be a really, this can be a future for you if you get a niche market. and you're blogging on Steam and you become very successful and you have a lot of followers, let's say you're doing photography, I'm sure camera companies would be interested in giving you some equipment to trial, for example. You know, you make yourself marketable, and that enables companies to invest in you in that way. So yeah, I think that Steam has a use case there for sure. Leafs lost 4-2 last night. That's no good, Mark G. They were coming back from 3-0 down, for anyone interested. I literally only keep an eye on the Leafs news from what you tell me. If anyone else wants to shill their favourite sporting team on this channel, please go ahead. Go the Gold Coast Suns. Go the Gold Coast Titans. Australian football and rugby league. Looking forward to getting over to some of the games in 2018. Let's see if we can actually make the finals. We're too busy surfing all the time. That's the problem on the Gold Coast. I mean, when Dave Taylor was playing for the Titans, he was half the time he was out at D-Bar. Yeah, man, I saw that exclusive coin pump, Mike. I said that, man, like it's a coin that I sit on because it gets pumped so regularly above $2, and you can buy it back at usually around the $1 mark. And then I sell it around the $2 mark and rinse and repeat. I'm not really looking to accumulate it, man. That's honest truth. I don't have many coins that I still hold that I'm not looking to accumulate. But exclusive coin is one that I honestly am just using as a trading coin at the moment because it is a regular 2x for me. So yeah. Jace said the All Blacks. Jace, mate, if you like the All Blacks, maybe you should have chosen to move to New Zealand instead of Australia. Just saying. It's not far. It's a pretty cheap flight from Gold Coast Airport. Sweet as, bro. Yeah, no, love to the brothers and sisters across the Dutch in New Zealand. My best mate's a Kiwi, Matt Brocky, who did that phone call. Then I was asking about Ethereum, and he goes, "Oh, that'd be great if I knew what price it started at." That was that's Matt Brocky was born in New Zealand. It's my best mate since we're 12 years old. Hey, TNC, how are you? Yeah, so it's been a really, really cool 24 hours for most of us in the crypto world. Bitcoin maximalists are cheering. Altcoin enthusiasts are cheering for the most part. Oh my goodness, my accounts just hit all-time highs. And that's not to mention that I've got ICOs coming out soon that are trading very, very well in the futures markets. It has been good. Has been good. Too cold, Jace? Oh, okay, sorry, bro. Well, I'll make it up to you. We'll go for a beer after the surf or something. My shout, since you shouted last time. But no spending crypto. No spending crypto on the beer this time just to be fancy, Jace. I'm spending Australian dollars because I don't want that shit anymore. Terrible. But yeah, we'll go for a beer afterwards if you want, man. I'll owe you a beer anyway. Congrats, Fish. What for? Oh, for the good week. Yeah, no, stoked. So, more stoked for the investment crew, man. More stoked for the investment crew. I think as a whole, we've gone on to some really good projects. So I hope you've all decided to take some profits along the way, as I suggest, to keep some investments in the real world as well. Diversification is important outside of crypto as well. DC, life is good, guys. Yeah, most crypto fans are pretty happy at the moment, for sure. Honestly, all the altcoins seem to happen after midnight EST when I'm asleep, Toronto, New York time. Okay, man, check it. Like I said, Mark G, it's really important to keep a track of two things: economic calendar, world clock. Okay, so you need to know what time zones they are. Now, if you want to know, Asia's roughly, I know this because they're about 3 hours behind Australia, and that's us during standard time, which at the moment is midday. So it's roughly 9-ish, just past 9, 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock in some parts of Asia, depending. It's a fairly big continent for those of you who haven't looked at the globe recently or an atlas. Yeah, so if you don't know your time zones, especially for Asia, I suggest taking a look at it. And it also explains, like, when you get those really, really slow times where your account's not moving, it's usually because you're hitting periods that aren't heavily traded in either Europe, Asia, or US. Okay, that's what used to happen when I was trading fiats. There's specific trade times which have much higher volumes. And it's because the big whales don't want to do too much work. Acu5, you got it, man, anytime. And that goes for anyone who is, look, I'll make this very public and stop doing inverts, hey? Hey, you're not even invested in crypto. Why are you dancing around? Yeah, that goes for anyone who is having any trouble at all with PIVX wallet or anything like that. It wasn't that Acu5 was having any trouble, but I just got a message from Acu5 last night, who's been a good mate of mine for a while now. He's been on the show before. And he said, Fish, I'm just doing the PIVX wallet download. It's taking ages. I said, oh, man, I'll send you the snapshot. We'll sort it out. So I talked him through that. We did a video chat. And then I showed him the speed of PIVX when I sent him 2 PIVX very quickly. Not to say I will send 2 PIVX to every person who asks me for help. Acu5's been a good mate of mine. And also, he's been super generous. I know I gave like 600 BTC, which is probably worth like 1,200 BTC by now to a homeless guy. And not 600 BTC, $600 worth of BTC to a homeless guy. And that's probably worth 1,200 bucks by now. So he's a generous man himself. So please don't expect, if you contact me for wallet help, that I'm going to welcome you to PIVX and give you 2 PIVX for every person that contacts me. But you're certainly welcome to contact me, and I'll do the best I can with my knowledge of the technical side of PIVX. And if I'm unable to achieve a fix for you, if the problem is too complex for me, I do have direct contact with the core team, the development team there, so I can pass you on to the right person to assist you with your problems. If you are having any, that wasn't a problem. He just wanted it done quicker. So yeah, last I heard, well, my wallet's fine. I haven't heard any complaints recently about the latest implementation of the wallet. So it does look like our teething issues with the zero coin protocol and that crazy couple of weeks of changing wallets all the time has well and truly past us. And looking forward to future wallet upgrades that bring in, updates to the user interface and making it easier to do certain things. That's one of the focuses of the team going forward. So good to see. PIVX on 370 on Bitfinex. Yo. All right. You will smash the like button like the hog. Ethercept, thank you for reminding me to shield my social media stuff. So bad. How did I ever get sponsored? Sorry, guys. Yes, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We do this crypto discussion every day. And what I'm looking at doing, by the way, I think I'm going to trial it in the next week or so. And this could be complete chaos. But I'm going to open up the discussion to everyone by making the Google Hangouts link public in the description. And I'm going to say anyone who wants to come in and talk about any coin and say anything about crypto at all is welcome. And that could be chaotic, but that's something we're going to do in the future. So it'll look good. Jia said, I solve all your problems if you send me BTC. Financial, emotional, relationships, everything. Well, I got to tell you, I can tell you, if you're interested in increasing your social media presence, Zhao is a very, very good consultant. He has done amazing with my Steemit account. I was literally earning 20 to 30 cents a post. My last post got $8. So Zhao knows his stuff with social media. That's Johnny Crypto, for those of you who are new. He's the guy who actually started the Crypto Wave investment crew off the back of this show. So we'll take dual credit for that one, Zhao. But he did. He had the vision to start the Crypto Wave investment crew. And we've all done really well. Like, I don't know too many people in our group who haven't done substantially well out of our investments. So it's good. That's so cheeky, Agent Smith. Agent Smith just put up a link and said, send BTC to, and he put his BTC address up there. Someone who's a hacker, grab that address and go and infiltrate Agent Smith and steal all his BTC. I'm joking, don't do that. Cheetah Coin is not coming, Agent Smith, you're a liar. And Jay said, get Mrs. Smith on the chat, I agree. All right, I'm gonna have one last look at the way the market's trending, guys, before I check out for the day. Jace, give us a call up or just text us or whatever after the show if you want to go for that, sir. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly do an update, see where we're at. As I said, I think Chainlink's really good value still. It's going under the radar, $63 million market cap. I think there's a really, really good use for it. That's probably my top pick at the moment. I had some other top picks, but they've all run up now. Didn't get a chance to make my 5 best value coins, which would have made me seriously look like Fistradamus, because I had like ARK, I had a few things that I was looking in there. All right, 9698 for Bitcoin itself, 301 billion, 301.4 billion, and looks to be holding quite steady at the moment. Really good looking economy, guys. Lots of green figures over the last 24 hours, as you can imagine. Just going to have one last look at the view all so we can get an idea of the last hour. And as you can see, especially at the top of the market there, plenty of green figures in that last hour. Just going to continue down the market. Yes, it does appear to be continuing to flow into lower market cap altcoins as well. So, hey, it's a good day to be a crypto investor. I don't know if you can start the I told you so's and all that, buying your Lambos for all your family, and everyone's got different ambitions in this economy. It's very, very funny. But look, it certainly has been a rocky ride since I first got in May, and was about 70 billion market cap, 75, 80 billion, around that mark, up to 120, all the way back down to where I started again. And then it's been a rocky ride. So for those of you just getting in, for the newbies, best advice I can give you, I would rather see you FOMO than panic sell. As far as emotions go, I think panic selling is probably going to be the most costly. So please, if you start to see 5% retracements, understand that this is nothing in this market, absolutely nothing. And for those of us who have been in 6 months, and I'm sure for the people who have been in even longer, know that this is not unusual in the crypto economy, and they've learned not to panic sell. That's probably the best advice I can give to newbies. Guys, I'm going to check out. Oh, I keep forgetting to do my seamless checkout. But anyway, I am. Thanks for joining in. Guys, we do this each day, so join in for the chat. Have your coins ready to shill. Pablo says hodl. Good advice from Pablo. Hodl your coins. Look, take some profit along the way, guys. Small bits. You don't have to sell out of everything. Just take a little bit of profit when you get a run up. It is responsible. And yeah, I will catch up with you all soon. Hey, Floyd, I'm going. Yeah, I'll catch up with you guys all tomorrow anyway for another crypto chat. But we'll start getting onto looking at some new coins, especially those ones. Obviously, it makes sense for us to have a really thorough look at the ones we've invested at ICO. So Agent Smith has just put his PIVX wallet address up there. Last time I sent you PIVX, you sold it for BTC, and I think you put that into Ripple. No more PIVX for Agent Smith. You buy your own. Yeah, we'll see you soon, Jace. Thanks. Yep, cool. Good to see you all, guys. I don't know what pink poodles mean, but Agent Smith has got a bunch of them. Look at the ICO I sent you. I've been talking about it, see? One of the links was down though, man. I literally clicked on the link. I've gone to it 3 or 4 times, and it's not working. So I have tried to have a look at it. I think it looks promising, but other than the fact that I can't get through to a link. Can you please private message me a link for that again, Z? Because the link that is in the general chat isn't working. Guys, just a last reminder as well, we do have an ICO that we will be pulling the trigger on in the next 24 hours. More likely in the next 12 hours, we're actually going to need that investment capital. So if you are interested in getting in on that, please pop over to the ICO section of our Discord group and let me know. Almost 150 Discord members. Wow. That's awesome, Jeff. Good little investment group you started, man. Not so little anymore. XLM will moon soon. You've heard of it. You heard it here first. Thank you. That's Stellar Lumens. And really, before anyone types anything else, I am going to go over to Google Hangouts, say goodbye to you all, and catch up with you tomorrow for another crypto conversation. See ya.